Hello and welcome to What's Up Amsterdam. I am Jonathan.
Welcome to the TV show.
This is the TV part of our show.
TV program.
It's Wednesday, the 25th of February, is the day
Right.
that we start the TV part of our program.
This is the Radio 6 night at the Sugar Factory with the Antwerp Gypsy Ska Orchestra. Shapiro clued me into this night, and I'm really glad that he did. Every Wednesday, local radio station Radio 6 takes over the Sugar Factory, brings in a couple of bands, and has them jam with their own house jazz band. So it'll be like really eclectic stuff. Rock bands, metal guys, rappers come in and just sit in with this band, and they just make music out of nowhere, out of thin air.
That's jamming.
They jazz jam it out.
They jazz jam ska it out.
Yes, and tonight, for example, they're having, like I said, the Antwerp Gypsy Ska Orchestra, Commanda Baraba, and another band that I'm not even going to try to pronounce.
The Touré Rachel Collective.
Collective. I'm
Yes.
guessing French?
That's what it sounds like to me.
French?
It sounds like that.
All
I'm not getting involved in that whole baguette thing. Not doing it.
right, okay.
Baguette! I did it. I'm sorry.
My shirt is so stripy. This night is actually saving my ass because my boy Danny the Swede, he loves the Antwerp Gypsy Ska Orchestra. He loves them, and he had convinced me to ride our motorcycles in the freezing cold last Saturday, the 21st, to go see these guys in Antwerp.
Yeah.
And then I was able to send him this and be like, if we just wait till Wednesday, we can go and stay warm.
Right.
So they're coming for us. We're going to listen to a song called Jolene by the Antwerp Gypsy Ska Orchestra.
Is this the Jolene by...
Dolly Parton?
Yeah.
Different Jolene.
Okay.
They just used the name.
All right.
No man could resist her. I guess she was cursed. And tastes sweet as candy, for better or for worse. From the Joker's palace to a cold and lonesome place. A flash of poison, quick and fast, chase the dragon's tail. Oh, have you seen Jolene? Have you seen my girl? Oh, I saw her last night in my dream. Oh, have you seen Jolene? Have you seen my girl? Oh, when was the last time she was clean?
So this Jolene, rather than being unbelievably attractive and able to have any man in the world, the song is about a drug-addled Jolene.
Ah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they take on the hard-hitting issues of our day.
I hope Dolly Parton's getting ready to sue.
I feel like she's very like quietly litigious.
Is she?
They call her the Iron Butterfly because like in like business meetings and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you do not fuck with Dolly Parton.
No, you don't want to mess with Dolly.
I don't.
You just know that she didn't get where she got by being as sweet as she appears to be
Exactly.
on the David Letterman show.
But I still want to meet her. I would give her
sure.
such a hug. Such a hug.
Yeah, and it would be a very comfy hug.
It would be probably the best hug of my entire life. Antwerp Gypsy Ska Orchestra, along with the Radio 6 Jazz Band, at the Sugar Factory at 9:30 p.m. on Wednesday, and that is FREE free.
Thursday, the 26th of February, Bill Browder, who is known for many things, is going to be speaking and be interviewed at the Duif. Let me explain who Bill Browder is. I have to know exactly who this man is because I have a mild personal stake in this, in that I did a series of very extensive interviews with him over time.
You've spoken to this guy
I've
before.
met this guy many, many times.
Who is he?
Okay, Bill Browder is ostensibly, he is an investor. He is a Wall Street investor, an American. He went to Russia in the 90s, very early on, to sort of get on board with Russia's rise, to invest in the Russian market.
He's a what would you call that? He's a war profiteer.
No, he wasn't a war profiteer. In fact, he was a very honest guy. He did all of his work above board, and as a result of his work, he got two things happen to him. One, he got very, very rich.
Yeah.
Because he actually was in at the, it's buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
Well, he was in Russia when Russia was cheap, and he made a lot of money as the country started to get richer and richer and richer.
That sounds like war profiteering to me.
It's not war profiteering because he wasn't selling anything during a war. Everything was cheap because the country was poor at the time.
Okay, I guess I see that as swoop in profiteering.
Definitely swooping in.
Okay, all right, okay.
But, and here's where things
You're right.
got a little complicated for him. As a result of his work, he was starting to work with the Putin government early days of the Putin government, when everybody thought the man was going to come in and he was going to clean the country up because he got rid of all the oligarchs right off at the very beginning,
Right.
was consolidating his power. And so Bill Broward was doing a lot to sort of expose all of the corruption in the country. So
Okay.
whenever he had to deal with a corrupt situation, his company called Hermitage Capital would start to expose those guys. And as a result of being super, super transparent, they started to make a lot of enemies.
Okay, so this guy, he is he's a capitalist.
Very much so.
Very much with a capital C.
Yes.
But he's also a good guy. He's a white hat capitalist.
He is a white hat capitalist.
All right, that's cool.
So,
All right.
And he was making all kinds of enemies, and all of these people now are let me take it back.
All right.
One day he comes into Russia from London, where he'd been working.
Uh-huh.
He gets stopped and he gets sent back to London.
Okay.
Turns out that the Putin government says that his company owed something like $500 million in taxes that they never paid.
Okay.
So they basically swooped in. They swooped in, the government, the police swooped in. They took all the computers. They took everything. And then they took this, they said, oh, they owe $500 million in taxes, and then the tax money disappeared and never went to the tax department.
So they got extorted by the Putin.
Totally.
He got extorted by the Putin government.
Totally.
All right.
And then what happened was his lawyer, a guy named Sergei Magnitsky, and this is where things really start to get seriously fucked up.
Uh-huh.
He's one of these new Russians who believes, no, Russia is a country run by the rule of law. I believe in the system. And he starts fighting on behalf of Bill Browder's behalf. Well, make a real long story short, Sergei Magnitsky, idealistic young lawyer, gets thrown into jail, where he promptly gets beaten to death and dies of untreated wounds and also of he had an internal disease which didn't get treated,
Jesus
and he
Christ.
died horribly.
Yeah. So okay, let me make
Yeah?
sure. Let me make sure I got this straight. Can't win, don't try.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
So this is where the story really starts to happen after Magnitsky's death. Bill Browder, who is, if you walk past him on the street, you wouldn't give him a second look.
Okay.
He's not a particularly tall guy. He's not particularly handsome. He's just a real average-looking dude.
Okay.
But you do not want this man as your enemy. He has made it his life's work to go from nation to nation and to get a law enacted by governments all over the world, blackballing all of the people in Russia who he considers to be involved in Sergei Magnitsky's death.
Wow.
These laws are called the Magnitsky Law, and so far he's managed to get loads of countries, including the Netherlands, including the United States,
Holy shit.
to get all these guys blacklisted. So these guys cannot travel anymore.
Wow.
They cannot leave Russia. They'll have their assets seized and they will be arrested. And
Good
this
job.
guy, so he just wrote a book about it now.
Uh-huh.
Right? And the book is called Red Notice.
This dude was on The Daily Show.
He was on The Daily Show.
Son of a... Okay, yes. Okay, yeah, all right. Wow,
Right?
okay.
And he's very quiet-spoken man, but every word that he says has gravity to it. He's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
He's totally scary.
Well, if you're going to
Bill
take
Browder.
on Russia,
Yeah.
you got to have fucking church bells between your legs.
He does.
Yeah.
He does, because you know that those guys probably want to kill him.
Yeah. And don't think twice about it. Like fucking Putin, didn't he poison the last guy who ran against him in an election?
Yeah.
To death?
Well, no, that was the Ukraine.
Oh, okay. Okay. Unbelievable.
And he didn't die.
all right.
But he did get really messed up. Bill Browder he's not stopping.
Mm-hmm.
He continues to travel from country to country to get these more Magnitsky laws enacted. They've already made an amazing documentary film about it. I interviewed him on my old show, The State We're In. Dude's incredible.
Cool.
He is a force. Anyway, Bill Browder will be at the Douf as part of the John Adams Institute at Prinsengracht 756 at 8 p.m. Friday, the 27th of February. It's time for incest.
Oh, no. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because it's the world premiere of a new international version of Oedipus Rex at the University of Amsterdam.
I'm unfamiliar.
Of course, you know the story of Oedipus Rex.
I know the story of Oedipus.
That's Oedipus Rex. Its full name is Oedipus Rex.
Oh, I did
Oedipus
not
the
know.
King.
Oh, I only know his nickname.
Eddie. Eddie Rex. It's everyone's favorite play about incest, the inspiration for the 1980 porn classic Taboo. Sophocles' classic Oedipus Rex.
What the? Porn classic.
Taboo, sure.
Classic porn movie?
Sure, it's a son and his mom.
I would say that maybe Deep Throat is a classic porn movie, but other than that, after that, it's just people banging on a boat.
No, wait a second. Do you know nothing about Taboo?
I've never heard of it.
Taboo's, it's a classic porn. It has a story.
Uh-huh. Is it mom and son?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the story.
I did not want to see that. Okay, keep going.
People apparently wanted to see that a lot at the time.
Jesus.
Because it's considered to be a porn classic.
All right.
Taboo. Son and a mom do the dirty. and they know it's wrong.
Yeah, bang it
but
out.
they can't stop.
Oh, it's so gross. One of them should know. One of them should be
They're
like,
not
this is
really a mother and son.
Yeah,
They were actors.
Yeah, I get
Porn
that.
actors.
Luckily, her son had a huge dong.
Yes, and mom had big breasts. And that's the truth of it.
Okay.
Getting back to the show, everyone's favorite play about incest. Sophocles' Oedipus Rex is back in a brand new international adaptation with English, Greek, Dutch, Italian, French, Spanish, Turkish, and more. That's what it says in the copy. Again, a mildly personal connection to this, as the music was all written by my son's piano teacher.
Oh, thank God. When you said connection, I started really fucking panicking.
Oh, yeah, Oedipus Rex really reminds me of my own life.
This is so stressful to me. This is so stressful. Please get to the end.
Anyway, the production is under the patronage of the Greek Embassy in the Netherlands and is supported by the University of Amsterdam. But it's Oedipus Rex world premiere, University of Amsterdam, the Nieuwe Doelenstraat 16. It's starting its run on February the 27th and running to March the 1st, which sounds like it's running a whole week, except, of course, it's February.
Yeah, Black
February
History
only
Month.
has 28 days.
Yep. I checked this
right.
month. I checked this year. No leap day.
That's right.
Yep.
It's incest month in February. February.
Time to call that hot cousin you haven't talked to in a while.
Anyway, that's my whole story
That's
about
the whole thing?
Oedipus Rex. I could go on and on and on.
No. I'm
about
very happy.
Oedipus Rex.
I'm very happy to get to the end of this.
He puts his eyes out when
Yeah.
he realizes it's his mom, because he doesn't realize it's his mom.
Right, yeah. Mulholland Drive is at the Outkick Theater. That's
good.
This is Friday night as well. This is the 11 p.m. movie. They're playing Mulholland Drive at the Outkick, which is, if you want to see it on the big screen, this is your chance to do it. Also, the Alley Cats. I'm just going to move through these. Just going to clip through.
All right.
Alley Cats are playing at Mallow Mellow. The Alley Cats have been playing rockabilly in Holland for over 30 years. They have grease in their hair that's older than my underwear. I don't know what that means.
Is there some kind of a rule that if you play rockabilly, your name has to have cat in it?
You need to make some sort of allusion
To a cat
to something.
at some point?
Alley Cats is a big thing for
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I checked out some pics online, and they have shots of these guys playing in front of the Den Haag train station back in 1984, with like the big pompadours and stuff like
Right,
that.
yeah.
And these guys are still at it, which I love.
It was more normal then, though. Back then in the 80s,
Yeah.
having incredibly bizarre hair was that was the way we did things.
Just
baby.
ask Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah. I actually saw a flock of seagulls live once at the Peppermint Lounge in Manhattan.
Really?
Yeah, they were terrible.
Were
They were as boring as you imagined that they would be.
Did you
Live.
run so far away?
I did.
What I love about these guys is they look like three guys that are just friends and play rock and roll.
Yeah.
And like they're not gonna kowtow to the times.
Why
They're not
would
gonna-
they?
They're not gonna try to be something they're not. And so for that I love them, and you should go see them when they play at the Mallow Mellow. Mallow Mellow?
It's Malou Mellow.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I should get that right someday. Now I can't play anything by them because there's an a cappella group from the United States called the Alley Cats who take up all of the YouTube space. And these guys have only, from what I can find, have only recorded one 7-inch, and it goes for like €80 on eBay. And as much as I want to play you guys the music, I'm not going to spend €80 on it and wait
So
for
you
it.
just have to go see it live.
You just got to go see it
at
live
the Malou Mellow.
at 11 p.m. on Friday night. And then also that evening, there's something going on called Sleaze Fest at the Graceland Barbecue. Graceland Barbecue is a new barbecue joint that looks like a dive bar inside, and it's run
Cool.
by an I think he's Dutch, but he spent a lot of years in America, in the
Ah.
American South, so he has a love for barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue is happening here now in the Netherlands.
Big time.
They're bringing over the big,
the smokers.
the big smokers, the big, black steel smokers.
Yeah, apparently this guy has one that weighs a little over like 1.5 tons or 2.5 tons
Yeah.
or something like that. Like it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. So anyway, he's hosting something called Sleaze Fest, and this is there's a summer version and a winter version.
Right.
The winter version is a little bit smaller, but it's going on February 27th. It starts at 8 p.m. And the bands that are playing are Disco Tank, the Magic One, Disco Tank and the Magic One Takes, a band called The Sex Organs, Death Alley, Blues Junkies. This is kind of a garage rock festival,
Yeah.
right? And so, like I said, it starts at 8 p.m. and it's going to go like all night long.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool thing. That's at Van Galenstraat, right there next
Yeah.
to like that big food distributor.
Right, yeah.
Right?
It's by
Distributor?
right where they where the city I think it used to have, or the city wants to move away the big wholesale move distribution center.
They want to move it away
Yeah.
because I heard that they want to knock that down and put up apartment buildings.
You mean pave paradise and put up a parking lot?
I'll take the spots on my apples. Leave me the birds and the bees, my
Yeah,
man.
exactly. Yeah.
Down in always seem to go.
That it don't know what you got till it's gone. It pays paradise.
Put up a parking lot. National Bike Test Day at Haarlemmermeer.
Haarlemmermeer, yeah. Well said.
Thank you very much. It's going on from the 28th till the 1st. People of the Netherlands, check this out. That wobbly wheeled bucket of jagged, rusty crap that you've been pedaling around is an embarrassment. And you should be ashamed. Look at yourself. You're tall. You're either handsome or pretty. You have those great brown shoes. What are you doing pedaling that hunk of crap you call a Fiat around? If you had a Ferrari, would you treat it like that? Well, act like you do. Head down to Haarlemmermeer for the first national e-bike test dagen.
Dagen.
This is an expo for e-bikes, hybrids, city bikes, and fancy commuter bikes. But also on display will be the newest in bike fashion. You know, tight clothes.
Yeah.
Tight black clothes.
Yeah.
Accessories. They'll have some workshops on sizing, bike maintenance, etc. If you love bikes, and even though you say you do, it does not look like it, Netherlands. It does not look like it. It looks like you hate bikes. It looks like you barely tolerate their existence the way you treat your bicycles.
Yeah.
Treat your bicycles better. Do the right thing, and check this out. Saturday the 28th. What?
I would like to apologize on Nathan's behalf, but he's really into bikes.
I fucking
You guys
love
need to know
bikes.
that he's like really into bikes. Like
I
he
love
makes
them.
bikes.
I do. I build bikes.
He's got like handmade bikes out in his backyard.
Please just treat your bike with respect. Saturday the 28th and Sunday the 1st. It goes on from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. That evening, the Memphis Soul Review featuring William Bell is at the. This is part of the the Hameleel.
Helemaal.
Helemaal
Totally.
Festival.
It's like totally Melkweg. Helemaal Melkweg.
Oh, totally.
Totally.
That's your Dutch lesson for this week.
There you go.
Helemaal means totally.
Helemaal means totally.
This is a major soul review happening after the showing of the documentary Take Me to the River with Memphis soul singer William Bell, Tamika Big Baby Goodman, who you got to see this woman. It is pretty fantastic.
She's a lawyer, by the way.
Is she really?
Yeah, sure.
Huh.
She's Jewish.
Oh, you're fucking with me.
She's Tamika Goodman. Hello, Tamika Goodman. Come on in. I'm a big baby.
If you're a fan of Stax Records, which I am, this is an amazingly dope little show. William Bell's biggest hit was I Forgot to Be Your Lover, and this is what it sounds like.